Hello, good evening. Surprise, surprise. Probably you're asking, where is Ariel this week? He called me today to replace him as he got caught up with so many projects. You know, he's in charge, one of his projects is in charge for the whole streaming and the preparation of the event of Lag BaOmer, which is going to take place next Monday. And we will not going to have our class next week. Instead, we're going to have the whole night streaming day from all of our teachers. So I'm here. Instead, I hope you're okay with that. Okay. So we this week continuing the portion from the book of Vayikra. We still haven't done with this book, which is an amazing book by itself. Give us from time to time when I read this book, I feel like the creator, like through Moses and through Aaron, give us like a new type of a thing. Just it's like you haven't remembered what I said, but here I'm repeating it again. It's kind of like this type of a message I keep hearing. And this section, which is a portion of Emor, talks a lot about the priest. Again, I think is the 6th or 7th portion that is talking about the priest from various angles. This week especially is about what how the priest's supposed to behave as a priest in a way. So we'll talk a bit about that. And mainly, since I started to talk with you about that last week, I felt that this portion message is supporting us to understand how we can remove that from our life. Okay, so it's a continuation for last portion. And so we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the energy of the priest and how it's connected to us. And if we'll have time, and I'll make sure we'll have time, God willing, bli neder, as we say. If we'll have time, we definitely will talk about a bit of Lag BaOmer, preparing us for next week energy and the light, the tremendous light that we having. So here we go. We're gonna start the portion of Emor as we can see that Kabbalistically, we know that there are so many like purposes for spirituality, which means like every week we receive different messages, different tools to connect to our energy, to understand what we're supposed to do on a weekly basis. If we wish, we have kind of a guideline how to connect to that, and especially the knowledge from the Zohar that clear everything up for us, from the power of Rabbi Shimon and all the righteous people really supporting us to understand what the meaning of the portion, and to really enter, if I may say, or penetrate into areas that there are no limitations for us, areas to understand with no limitation for us. And especially this week, when we talk about that, actually we talk about the power of immortality and removing of that, and especially pain from our life. And because pain is the cause, if I may say, pain create death in our life. The feeling of death. The feeling of death is basically the feeling of disconnection that we feel from the Creator, and if I may say, the disconnection between our soul to our body. So most of the portion really speaks, as I said earlier, about the meaning of what does it mean to be a high priest or to be the priest, and how he should behave in the Holy of Holies, and in general, how he should behave in every area in his life, while he is married, what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do in his life, how he should behave, what he should speak outside of the Holy of Holies, okay? There are 3 types of channels. There are the Kohen, which is the priest, there is the Levi, and there is Israel. The priest, the high priest, is the right column energy of mercy, The Levi is left energy of judgment or of the desire, and Israel is the middle column, the central column, the balance. Each one of us has those three energies, those three forces within one of us. Of course, we're connecting today to the energy of the priest of the right column. Why? Because we wanted to really, through this energy of the mercy, through energy of right column, to the energy of the priest, we're receiving this week the opportunity to really clean ourselves from energy of impurity, energy of that we spoke about last week, and energy of pain. And what does it mean for us in general? In the bigger picture, if I'll bring like an example of a parent versus a child, right? So the parents has so much love and care and guidance and support and education to give to the children. But sometimes, even for us as a child that we were, or if we have children, right? So we can see, or if other people's children will see that sometimes a child doesn't really accept the love or the guidance or the support from the parent. Is like when he doesn't accept it or when he doesn't like it, as if the child is in pain because at that same moment he doesn't receive what he wants. So he feels pain. In the eye of a child, there is a pain, but in the eye of the mother or the parents themselves, there is love, right? So why the child is really feeling pain, even though the intention of a parent is to give everything and to give the love and every support to the child. So there's the mind or the brain, we can call it the mind for today, the mind of a child, and there's the mind of a parent. If we want to align between two of those minds, if we want to align them or synchronize between the two minds, we need to understand that the mind of a child is in the katnut. If you remember that term we spoke about in previous sessions, katnut is when everything is a temporary, when it's not synchronized with the bigger picture of the mind of a parent, which means the pain is the lack of understanding of the mind of the parent. So if we feel pain in any time in our life, it's basically the lack of understanding of the mind of the creator. The parent is the creator, the child is us. The creator wants only to give his love and goodness to us. Practically everything that we experience, if I feel that there's a lack, if something is missing in my relationship, if something is missing in my life, I feel this pain, I feel this unhappiness, I feel this bitterness, whatever the energy and the feeling that I feel, basically what it indicates is that there is a lack between my mind to the mind of the creator. There's a lack of understanding the bigger picture that is the relationship that I have with the creator. So there's no synchronize between my mind to the mind of the creator. But when we are synchronized, when we are one, when our minds are one, if I can say the mind of the creator, right? If we are together, if we are synchronized in that level of unity, there is no right or wrong, there is no evil or good, and nothing can penetrate between the mind because it's so connected. It's so connected, and everything that happens to us when we're in this realm, we understand that it's all happened by the creator and everything for good. So if this is happening in the world of and so for a parallel universe to us, and sometimes we are there, how can it be that sometimes we're suffering? How can it be that sometimes I feel pain? So we go through so many process and different process, and the pain and the suffering appears. It's like the same suffering of a child that doesn't receive what he wants, and but we don't see and we don't understand that there is a disconnect between the minds. And basically with this portion, with the energy that exists this week, we wanted to really understand, first of all, that there's the disconnect, and whenever there's disconnect, we feel the pain. Therefore, we see that our things are not going our way. We see that we are not synchronized with the bigger picture. And there's some sort of a masach, it's called in Kabbalistic term. It's a veil that exists between myself and the Creator. And every time we experience in that veil, or a challenge, if I may say, it's kind of like a chapter in the book of our life. There's a chapter and another chapter and another chapter, and every chapter sometimes is even better than the other chapter. It's like we're going through a process, like the Rav Ashlag used to say one of his articles about the apple, that it's sour and it has to go through a process till it gets sweeter. So in our life, we have to understand that every time we're going through different disconnection, now that we know the disconnection of the mind, we need to understand that if we will not go through this process from bitterness to sweet, and to really understand that this is the process of our soul in this world, we will only view it as suffering and pain. And we forget that the future actually of our life is here. The future is here. So that feeling of lack, that having this veil covering, this is the power of that is in our life. And we want obviously to remove that. We wanted to remove that veil. Rav Ashlag wrote in the introduction to the book of the Zohar, he wrote, why people feel pain? Because they don't see. I think maybe in a spiritual vision, we don't see what the intention of the Creator, what the intention of the creation itself, and for us, and the whole purpose of our spiritual work that we do, in order to connect to the light within, to a better version of ourselves, to connect to the light of the Creator. The whole purpose is really to remove this veil that exists between myself and the Creator, and to synchronize with the Creator. When I say synchronize with the Creator, is when we really feel what we study a bit last week about V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, about love your neighbor as yourself, even if he doesn't have the same opinion. So we have this love, we have this unity. When we say we synchronize with the Creator, is like when we see even when we walk, if you can walk around the block and you see the flower, you see the tree, and if we really synchronize, we can really, I hope that you'll understand what I'm about to say now. We can really hear the tree, what the tree says. We can hear, we can feel everything that exists and that give us messages. Sometimes when, last week I was walking, I have a small Maltese, it's my daughter dog, and I walking with him, and there was another friend walking in the street with a dog. So, and I told her, I felt that he wanted water. Her dog needed to drink. He wanted to drink something. And I had this bottle of water with me, and we gave him some to drink. Why I remember this? Because when you synchronize, when we have moments of alignment with the Creator, we can feel others when they need something. You know what I mean? It's some sort of it's a gift that the Creator is giving us. Why? Because when we receive it, it's such it can be an ego, but such pride that we get inside when, oh wow, so excited. It's so amazing. I felt the dog need water, right? It's so wow. It's so, when someone was crying and I happened to have this tissue paper and I gave her to clean the tears. It's not because it didn't come from me. because we got a, a moment that we were aligned, we synchronized, we removed this veil, and the Creator allowed us to see, gave us really a zchut in Hebrew, it's called, really a gift to really feel the other person in order for us to feel that we can be like the Creator. We can be great with other people. We can feel other people, and therefore we can use it and we can align with other people. And it brings us to really see what does it mean, talking again about being like a priest. Who cares how the priest supposed to behave? For the sixth portion, again and again, what he wore, how he lifted the korban, which is the particular animal that they brought. Who cares what, we've learned it in different angles, but again, it's another reminder to us. We need to understand that each one of us can be the priest in our life, can be the one that can be the channel of the light of the Creator. I will elaborate on that in a second, but just for us to know that we have, when we grow in our spiritual work, how do we know we grow? Because we get those messages, we get an opportunity to share. And when we get opportunity to share, it brings us more motivation and passion into our life, and we feel not just good with ourselves, but we feel we really made a difference. And as we see that, and we see that our life is also changing accordingly, as we grow, we have more responsibility. And we need to understand that it doesn't matter what we dressed up when we're in the Holy of Holies. It's more important when we take off those clothing and we in our home and how we behave in our household, right? So it's another reminder for us that each one of us can be the priest in your life, can be a channel of the light. But in order to be the channel of the light, we need to understand that we need to remove that from our life. We need to understand why pain and suffering exist. It only exists because our mind, like a mind of a child, is not synchronized with the mind of a parent, of the Creator. Because our desire is desire for the self alone, as a vessel. The Creator desire, as the Rav Ashlag is writing, is desire to share. In the essence of creation, we already separated because we have different types of desires. One takes to this side, one takes to the other side. But all of our work is to connect back and to be like earth. The earth is also giving and also absorbing. So we wanted to share, and we want to receive the energy in order to share, so we can be synchronized with the Creator. So the Ari even saying that is when the power of impurity of the veil of the masach is getting so thick beyond the consciousness of the light. Okay, I just repeat that. The Ari is saying that is when the power of impurity of the veil is getting thicker beyond the consciousness of the light. Because the consciousness of our mind, of a human being, of lack, it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Okay, so we become blind when the veil is getting even thicker and thicker. We become blind to see or understand the power of the light. And the blindness is about blindness to see the bigger picture, that we are so stuck sometimes in ourselves that we don't see the picture. And this is to be stuck in the desire for the self alone, in our ego. And we don't even ask why things are happening to me, or what can I change, or what kind of responsibility I can take to my life. And so this portion of Emor is really helping us to cleanse and clean the power of death and lack and pain and suffering from our life. Emor in Hebrew is to speak. So there are two things about it. I've kept saying before that the mouth, or speaking, or the word, is the outcome of our thought, right? Because we have the thought who generate emotion, And the emotion generate or do not generate, they didn't generate outcome, but it's manifestation or lack of manifestation of our thoughts, right? So when we say Emor, it's another reminder to us that even though you may feel pain and suffering, even though you may feel a little bit blindness, not understand what's the bigger picture, even though we, and it's related to the time that we're in Corona, and in which it's any time in our life. Now we just have a excuse because the whole world is in this time of challenge. But I'm talking to you in this way because you have been a student of the center for so long, each one of you for X amount of time, that I can talk to you in this direction because you're already in the awareness. So for all of us, it's just a reminder for us to understand that it's not just the power of our word that takes our thought out, but how, as a priest, how am I using my words to be really the channel of the light? How am I manifesting my life as to be the channel of the light? So Adam and Eve, before the sin, they were synchronized with the Creator. They were directed to do the right thing. So when we are synchronized, we're directed to do the right thing. And the pain happened to them when were not synchronized, which happened to be after the sin. So the general collective goal and purpose of all of us is to remove death from the world, and to all humanity is to remove impurity from the world. So we will all be able to get to this realm of Or and Sof, of infinity, of love and mercy and compassion. So this portion, what it gives us, the understanding that removing death, in Hebrew, mavet, it's called, in the word mavet, there is the word met, which is death. And met, if we switch the letters position, we have tam. And tam is about being simple. And yeah, being simple. It talks about Jacob, Yaakov haya tamim. Jacob was so simple with in his spiritual work, or with the connection of with the Creator. So the understanding here, so when we want to remove that from our life, we just need to be simple, and be in simplicity to really reveal and to reach simplicity. And I would actually add to it shlemut with ourselves. Shlemut, which means being really content with who we are and accept who we are the way we are. Okay, there's a verse. I'll try to see, every week I'm preparing this PowerPoint, but I'm a not technology person, so I always have issue with the technology, with the technical things. But there's a phrase in the Zohar. It's Zohar of Emor, if you want to open 28, verse 28. I will see if I can open this for you. Do you see it? Do you see the PowerPoint? I think Momo is helping me right now. Thank you, Momo. Do you see it now? Okay. Okay, perfect. So I want to connect to I need the second one. Yes, here we go. So we are now in this verse 28. If you can open it, if someone wants to read it, you're welcome. Just take yourself out of I trust you to, if you would like to read the section in English, so we can, here, Momo is helping us and and you take off. Whoever wants to read the English section.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, yes, please.
It's Mari.
Amazing.
Come and see the supernal priest, the high priest, needs to be with a beautiful countenance, with a welcoming countenance, and more joyous than anyone. He must not look sad or angry, but in all, in the likeness of above. Happy is the portion, as it is written regarding him. I am your portion and your inheritance, and Hashem is their inheritance. Hence, he must look whole in every respect, in his person, in his apparel, so as not to discredit himself whatsoever, as we learned.
Amazing. So we can come back to see each other. Momo, you can help me with that. Here, stop sharing. Okay. So basically what we have read here in this verse is really the understanding of what does it mean to be the high priest. High priest succeeded to remove the veil and to be really synchronized with the mind of the Creator. He reached this high level of understanding what does it mean to be the priest. What does it mean to be in a place where he doesn't feel the pain and suffering and he understands the bigger picture? If you remember last week, we had the portion of Achrei Mot where the two sons of Aaron passed away. And it wasn't mentioned in that portion, but it mentioned about Aaron that he didn't cry like Vaidom Aaron. He stopped for a second. He understood the bigger picture. He understood what happens with the sons' souls. And the fact that he did Vaidom, he did like this restriction, he saw the vision of what is happening with his sons' souls and where they're going to be. So here, one of the requirements for us to live in simplicity and to live in feeling holy, not just a holy priest, but holy as a whole, as the Rav used to say, like as a complete feeling of human being. It has to show and to be happy. And אין צריך שיתראה בו עצבות ורוגז. He cannot show any signs of sadness and anger. Because אלא הכל כעין שלמעלה. Because everything as it's appear in the upper world, everything will connect to the bigger picture. So the Rav explained that the word holy is when WH, or as a whole, is when a person reach this level because he really focused in the circuitry of receiving and sharing. Okay, it was, what does it mean? It means that every emotional difficulty, every financial difficulty, any physical difficulty, what is our natural reaction? Is that if we start to think and worry and try to understand why he, she, them behaved like this to me, and therefore it's automatically bring the feeling of some sort of pain, it's focusing me. It's like my mind is concentrated on the past and concentrating on the future. So we are actually being trapped in our own jail, in our own private jail, and we become even more painful without seeing beyond that, without understanding beyond that. And every time that more pain is awakened within us, more doubt is being awakened. So what is the Rav has explained to us to be holy or to be simple is to accept with love everything that you're going through. I know theoretically it's nice to say it. I understand. Believe me that for me personally, I don't share with you only theoretical things ever. If I haven't been going through something, I'm not sharing, because I understand it's not resonate, right? So even though I'm only 46, but even being throughout my life, I've been through different challenges in my life, and I was near that experience. Actually, I will not elaborate on that. Maybe if you want, maybe in a different conversation. No, I'm not shy to open about it because I think there's a reason why I went through this. But
someone tried to really kill me 5 times. Okay, so in the last try that he really tried to kill me with such a like this big knife on my throat in here, actually in the United States, when I lived here 25 years ago. So I was there, I was in that situation, and it's funny, my family never knew about it. I never shared with them about all of this because I didn't want to get them into be sad or worried about me, because they lived in Israel. But at that moment when I was there, I heard this voice that I've been keep hearing in my life, throughout my life. And I have this voice, and the voice told me, it's not your time. It's not your time. There's more to do. And believe me, and I'm sure all of you experience, when you hear that voice, or you hear your inner voice, the best thing happening to you. But sometimes we say to ourselves, who we are? What is this voice? Oh, we dismiss it, right? We dismiss it. But when we hear the voice, it always takes us to the best place of our life. Since I'm really addicted to some kind of a Law and Order type of a show, I pretend that I'm one of the victims in Law and Order, and actually I managed to overcome that. So when we physically mirror that situation, or any type of difficulty we have in our life, when we are pushed really against the wall. And I used to tell, when I gave the Zohar classes in Israel last year, especially last year, it felt that we are so ready to come to this 2020. And last year prepared us for this 2020, to this Corona time, and whatever will happen after, which is really, now we are in the after time. I don't know if you know that, but we're really in the after time. But last year I was telling them we are so prepared to 2020 because the Creator for each one of us, as if he takes his arm like this and he like pushes us against the wall and tell us, are we going to change, yes or yes? There's no option for you to right now change. Whatever it will be happy, just be happy, feel complete. So the Rav always said that, like, whatever you're going through, accept it with love, because it's part of a bigger picture. We never know what's the bigger picture, but time will come that you will take all the strength and all the knowledge and all the experience and everything that you went through in your life, and there will be time that you will use it as a capsule and it will burst like light in the moment that it needs to be burst. So accept in complete, and being complete, and being peace with yourself right now in this moment. And Aaron, as a priest, was always creating peace between people and between couples, and actually between the peace that we need to create is between our soul and our reactiveness. And it's to live with love, and only not to connect to the mind, our rational mind, our reactive mind of us, to be worried, to the doubts, to the additional thoughts that are joining us, to the plans. We always have a plan B or plan C or plan D when we are in whatever relationship or situation we're at. If this will happen, I will do this and this. So we always have like an exit way to a situation, right? I think it's mainly Capricorns, but most of us have exit way. If this will be like that, then I will do this. So it's always about a reactive mind take us to those places of disconnection from the light of the Creator. And Marie wrote, like, we must constantly reroute, recalculate our consciousness, and to try to connect to certainty. Absolutely, we need to try to connect to certainty in every. But it's a reminder to us right now in this portion, in this week. This is the time to be simple. it's time to be simple. And I think even the time that we're in quarantine it taught all of us how to be simple, accept what it is, not over maybe purchase things because there are none, or it's helped us, all of us, to really buy 10 eggs and not 20 eggs, and so forth and so on. And it's really teaching us about being simple and to be at home, and to accept simple love, simple relationship with our families, understanding that there is too much noise that really bothered us all the time. And now that we are boxed in, we really facing and seeing and like viewing our life, kind of like we're in a screen of TV and viewing our life, how we behaved, how we conducted our life, good, bad. So being simple, and to know that when our mind is not synchronized with the mind of the Creator, it shows and presented itself as pain, okay? And just as an advice, even if we're in the midst of the pain right now, do not ask questions. Do not ask why this is happening. Do not ask anything. Just be. Just be. You want to cry? Just be. It's not the time right now to ask any question. And it's easy again to say, let go. But whenever it comes up, by the way, Eitan Yerdeni always used to say, just say, yeah, next. Sagittarius, next. So when we going through a direction or path or situation that doesn't seem logical and doesn't seem right, which means there's no simplicity there. When the answers you receive are too complicated, no simplicity, I'm not there. When I don't understand what is happening, just accept everything with love. And when you accept everything with love, the Rav used to tell us, this is how you remove the energetic power of that. And slowly, you build certainty and you build confidence that what I'm going through right now, it's maybe a test, or maybe it's pain. Maybe it's a reminder for me to be more spiritual. Maybe it's something for me to correct. Okay, maybe all of those. But for now, I'm accepting the situation right now. I'm not thinking about the future, because it's only create more distance between myself to the bigger picture, creates more distance between myself to the light. Okay? So when we're in the pain, whatever the pain, the bitterness, the sadness that we feel, love it, feel it, experience it, but be simple. Don't think about anything but now. It's not the time to be intellectual and ask for messages from the Creator. So verse number 28, really, basically, everything that I've said right now is verse 28, is to be simple, be happy, because this is what to become as a priest. There's another section in the Zohar, by the way, that it's Memvav, which is 46. It's verse 46, if you would like to open that, and if someone would like to read that. Momo, I can unmute you, guys. Let me. Momo is helping me. He's allowing you to be unmuted. Okay. Wanda, you want to read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So therefore, everything dwells only on a wholesome place.
It's not there, Momo.
Is that right? Oh, am I in the wrong one?
No, you're right. I didn't put. No, you're absolutely right. You're okay.
Okay. And therefore, whatever man he be that has a blemish, he shall not approach. Similarly, a blemished sacrifice shall not be offered, since it is written, it shall not be acceptable for you. You may say that the Holy One, blessed be he, only dwells in a broken place, in a broken vessel, as written, yet with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit. He answers, such a place is the most wholesome, because one humbles himself so as to allow the loftiest to dwell on him, supernal loftiness. Such a one is whole, but it does not say, I dwell on a blind man or a lame, or he that has a flat nose, or anything superfluous, but with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit. For the Holy One, blessed be he, raises him who humbles himself.
Yes. Basically, when we this verse really supporting us to tell us, okay, in one hand you need to be holy, and here it's a paradox. It talks about the broken vessel, as if in one hand, in previous verses, if you will read, you'll see that the light of the Creator dwell when someone is simple, when he feels holy with himself. But here there's a kind of a paradox when it says here that the light of the Creator is actually dwelling in a broken vessel. What does it mean, a broken vessel? The broken vessel is it's another interpretation for the word humble, as you just read earlier. It's being really humble. You cannot serve, or you cannot sacrifice something, or you cannot really bring happiness or to your life if you're not acting as a broken vessel. What does it mean? It's like the Rav used to give this example about being like the poor man, when his prayer of a poor man is being received by the Creator. Why? Because he came from being humble, that there is always a desire. Being like a poor man prayer is someone that has a desire constantly to see and to seek, what else can I reveal? What else can I do? What more light can I reveal within myself? Okay, so the complete vessel is a vessel that has humility within him. Okay, I said humble, but humility within him. So if you really want to grow, and you really want to discover to whom you want to be synchronized with, to whom you want to be aligned with. When we're talking about alignment with the Creator, we can open it for discussion that it can be alignment with the environment, alignment with the other people, synchronized with other people. There is a verse 36 in the Zohar that talks about the priest that he received the instruction from the Creator. Aaron received the instruction from the Creator for his job, but Aaron needed support or help from another person. So he went and looked for his lookalike from the Levites, which means he looked for if Aaron was chosen by the Creator to be the vessel to manifest the light, the high priest Aaron looked for a vessel to carry his job. So what does it mean? When Aaron looked for someone else, he looked to someone that he's like, attract like. So who is another person that has the same consciousness that I may have, the same way of thinking? We are synchronized with our mind. It can be when we're searching for a doctor, when we're searching for a friend, when we're searching for a place where we want to work with, when we are searching for employees to work for us, etc. Whenever we want to connect with another human being, if we are the priest, we want to be synchronized with the mind, so we attract to ourselves the same person or the same energy that can support our growth and a revelation of light. You understand? So when we talk about growing and alignment, is this portion support us to be aligned with everything that exists in the world. But how? The main key to this is that we will be simple, and we will feel love and complete with who we are right now. When we are complete and holy within ourselves, we accept who we are. Yes, we have a lot of things to work on, but we accept who we are. ואהבת לרעך כמוך. You accept who you are. You become the channel, you become the priest because you're simple and you attract to yourself simplicity. Okay, this is what we want. We don't want any complication in our life. Everything's simple. So to add to this is the humility. So when we are have humility within ourselves, we are not, we really behave like this, is we attract people that can support us in our mission. It's like, for example, if we talk about connection with people, for example, someone that wants to really is an athlete and he wants to really grow in that field of sport and atletica. So which type of people would he need to support him in his process, would you think? People who sit on the couch, or people who are being maybe going to the gym or doing more sport, or athlete like themselves, right? So we need to draw, and to be like, attract like, to reveal our light, we need to attract the same people that wants to reveal light in their life and to share their light. You know what I mean? It's like people we can really bring many examples about that. But especially, I wrote here like an example about being aligned with the relationships, right? So besides the like an athlete, besides that, like people that are motivated and they really are having a great business ideas, etc. If they come to someone and share with him his business idea, and that particular person answer back, "Oh, you are not going to make it. You're not a business person. Forget about it. Why don't you continue to do what you need to do?" So this is not the vessel that I want to have in my life, that to carry on my message, to carry on the light that I want to reveal, right? It's not that I'm saying we do not accept criticism, but I want to connect to the opening five. You know, in a basketball, you have the 5 people who opens the game all the time. They carry the game. The way they play, they carry the game. So we want to follow them, right? So if your essence is to always understand more and always to reveal more, and it's not that sitting on the couch is bad, but it's maybe not part of your soul. It's not part of your essence. But the revelation of the light needs to come with a lot of humility. So every time that we will have this veil, every time that we will thicken the klipa, this veil, we will not be synchronized with the frequency of the light of success, the light of creation, environment that can support to me, okay? So when we allow other people, that the people that are success in different areas that I want to be connected to, and we attract to ourselves also those people, like attract like, it's another way of removing energy of that from my life. It's another step that shows me that when I attract the right person, which means I've done a spiritual work that allowed me to remove that from my life. Okay? So this is basically the few tips that I wanted to share with you about the removal of that from our lives. It's really to synchronize the mind, and to do this, to understand that the removal of this veil is really, part of it is to like attract light, and to see it with our environment. Someone that let's say has been an addict and is going through the 12th step, or doing through any addiction program, At the time that he has been an addict, he had these certain groups that supported the situation. When he went to the rehab place, he had the same group that supported the situation. When he recovered and he's not an addict anymore, all this environment separated from him and he got new players into his movie, right? So this is how to show us how we grow in our life. Sometimes I hear from students that they're so maybe sad that certain people are no longer in their life, that people that were friends with, they're no longer in their life. I understand, but I'm talking about the bigger picture, that sometimes the person that is not longer in your life is not the player that can support you if you have done the job, right? If you have done your spiritual work, is not there to support you in the situation that you're in right now, to reveal your own light as a priest, to allow you to be the one that also share and give. Okay, so this is really about the portion of Emor. For now, in that regard, this portion talks about many things, especially all the holidays that we have been learning that exist throughout the year. Everything to the detail. Actually, this portion is being read in various holidays. It talks about Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Shavuot, everything. The Omer that we're going through, Sukkot. It's an amazing. It's one of the portions that I think Michael Berg or the Rav really love this portion, because it's or both. They may always mentioning that there's so much tremendous. It's a tremendous light that is appear right now, that I wanted to suggest to all of us, because there's so much light that is being revealed this week, to be careful about our reactive nature. It may be, when there's a lot of light and our vessel may be not ready to receive this light, we're being reactive like this, because they're like kind of a war, God forbid we did this. So just to be humble, to be simple this week, and not to ask for so many illogical answers for the situation, and breathe, just to breathe and accept and observe everything with love. And everything that you do every day this week, just look at yourself and see yourself as a whole. Remember, we started it last week. I asked you to write your amazing attributes and your good attributes. I gave you 10 minutes to write it or less. So I hope you've done it. Look again at the list that you wrote and see how you defined yourself. If you defined yourself as a father, I'm a great mother, I'm a good person, like this, redefine it. Redefine it. Be a little bit more precise. See the simple and love and humbleness that you bring to the world. See how maybe you're a pioneer, maybe you're a manifester, maybe you're a person that attracts amazing people to your life. Rewrite it a little bit to define it even more, because then you see the goodness within you and you see how amazing priest you are for yourself and on others. I know I'm going to take a bit more from your time, just a little bit, because I wanted just to connect to the essence of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who brought us the amazing energy of the Zohar and has been revealed, and through all the righteous people and Rav Ashlag and Rav Brandman and the Rav that gave us this knowledge of the Zohar, that it's amazing for all of us. It's our really our protective shells that we have in our world that we live in, the power of the Zohar. By the way, I don't know if you know that in Kabbalah.com you can go into a link, and if you will need the link, I will ask Ezra to send it to you. There's a link that people who do not have the Zohar can go in, write your address, you only pay shipment, and you get the Zohar for free being shipped to your house. If you know of people that wanted the Zohar and they're not able to pay for it for whatever reason, we have it this month that we give the Zohar as a gift with no cost. So you can go there. And Momo, are you with me? I wanted to show you, to read to you for a second from this. It's called the Zohar Chadash. It's a section from the Zohar, that additional commentary on the portion of Vayera. And I will read for you. I will read for you from this portion. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay. So it talks here about Rabbi Shimon. One day Rabbi Shimon went out and saw the world plunged into darkness and all the light gone. Rabbi Elazar said to him, "Let us look into the intention of the Holy One, blessed be He." Just reading this, it's like unbelievable, just to see how Rabbi Shimon looked into the situation. Even though there was darkness, maybe there was judgment, things didn't go well in the universe, and it says the light gone. The light is gone, right? So they wanted to see and say, what is the intention of the Holy One? Blessed be He. And they went and they found a certain angel resembling a huge mountain, who blew 30 flames of fire from his mouth. Momo, can you go into the second? Thank you. And Rabbi Shimon said to him, "What do you intend to do?" He said to him, "I am going to destroy the world, since there are not 30 righteous men in this generation. For so the Holy One, blessed be He decreed for Abraham." And Rabbi Shimon said to him, "Go, if you please, before the Holy One, blessed be He, and say to him, the son of Yochai is in the world, namely Rabbi Shimon, who his merit equals that of 30 righteous men." And the next one. The angel went before the Holy One, blessed be He, and said to him, "Master of the universe, it is known before you what the son of Yochai has said to me." The holy man, blessed be He, said to him, "Go and ruin the world and pay no attention to the son of Yochai." When he came, Rabbi Shimon met the angel and said to him, "If you do not go to the Holy One, blessed be He, on an errand for me, I shall decree that you shall not enter heaven, but you go to the place of Uzzah and Azael, whom the Holy One, blessed be He, cast down from heaven to earth. And when you come before the Holy One, blessed be He, say to him, if there are not 30 righteous men in the world, there are 20. For it so say, I will not destroy it for the 20's sake. And if there are not 20, there are 10. For it is written in the following verse, I will not destroy it for the sake of the 10. And if there are not 10, there are 2, my son and I. And it says that at the mouth of 2 witnesses shall the matter be established. The matter being the world, as written by the word of Hashem, were the heavens made. And if there be not 2, there is 1. Who is he? As it says. And the righteous is an everlasting foundation. A voice resonated from heaven at that moment, saying, "Happy is your portion, Rabbi Shimon, for the Holy One, blessed be He, decrees, and yet you annul it down below. Of you, Scripture says, He will fulfill the desire of those who fear Him." This just show, Momo, if you can show the next, thank you. As you see this letter, Chet Yud Dalet Vav of the Hebrew, it's a Hebrew combination, Chidu, that really brings happiness to our life. As you see these letters, and you can meditate on these letters, you can look at them, that will bring happiness and holiness to your life. What we see here, the power of Rabbi Shimon, is that he could have removed any decree that happened during his lifetime. And through us reading and learning from the Zohar, it's really supporting us to remove any decree and pain and death from our life that bring us into alignment between us to the Creator, between the body to the soul. So I can go back and see you guys. Thank you. So as we seeing that and what all of what we discussed, I hope you enjoyed the class. I enjoyed the time with you guys. Happy week. Thank you so much. And may the light of the Zohar will really support us and help us to remove that from all of our life and from the world. So just be happy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.